I guess this can be for both of you. Just how do you feel like maybe this team played just as first time being out there in front of a crowd, together?
You got it.
I think we played well. First time. We got a lot of experience, a lot of leadership, which helped a lot. I think we got a lot of things we got to clean up, especially if we're gonna compete against Kansas coming in here next week. But overall, I think we did great. We talked on the defense. On the boards. Did a lot of stuff that we talked about doing in the locker room.
Hey Marcus, I know you. Oh, you're good.
No, you good.
You didn't get a chance to play in Spain, so how's the process been of acclimating yourself to this team, and how do you feel like you're fitting in?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously not being able to play in Spain was a bummer, and that kind of sucked. But it's been solid. Through practices, you kind of learn your role, and I think watching film with the coaches a lot is kind of like where you learn, where to pick your spots and stuff like that. But I mean, it's easy to play with these guys. The ball moved a lot. We had 26 assists. Like when the ball's moving, it just makes it easy to play with everybody.
Marcus, along those lines, like how do you try to fit into this team, the last month, and how do you feel you can fit into this team?
I feel like for me as a fifth-year senior that, has played a lot of games, I just got to be a leader for this team. I've been around the block for a minute now. When I got somebody was 18, 17?
Yeah, just turned 19.
19, my bad. 19, like I got 4 years on him. So, I've been around here. I can use my experience to kind of help everybody out and just make winning plays. I want to get on the glass, share the ball, just do whatever I need to do that night to win a game. And that's what I'm here. I'm here to win games.
Marcus, what do you make of Amani, what he brought off the bench, and what he can do for this team potentially as a freshman?
Yeah, I mean, Amani he's a winner. He does everything that coaches ask of him. When the coaches are coaching him, like he just soaks everything up. I think he's one of the most teachable, coachable guys that we have, and I think that shows. He just does what he's asked to do, and it shows up on the stat sheet.
Thank you, Marcus.
Amani, what was your focus going into this game, first time putting on the jersey?
I would say my focus was, just play my role, get a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of defensive rebounds, run the floor, draw attention, open up some of my shooters, and really just, be used as a decoy sometimes, get the ball in the middle, all the attention's on you, look to kick it out to shooters, and, they always make open shots. So, I mean, winning plays for real.
Marcus said Terrence is not here, but obviously he came to play tonight, took this game very seriously against an NAIA opponent. What's his leadership, and what's that kind of approach mean to the team?
It means a lot. Terrence he's an All-American. He's great. He's going to probably be in the NBA next year, and he just brings it every day. I think every day he challenges us. If you're guarding him, you got to be locked in defensively. It's just that every day he brings it, and it just makes everybody else around us better.
Manny, Brad kind of talked about your play in Spain and how you had a double-double and they didn't run a single play for you. I mean, just is that what you want to focus on? Just maybe cleaning up things, getting points like you did off offensive rebounds.
Yes, I feel like, especially this year, that's my role. Coming off the bench, get extra possessions, get extra points, little putback points, little easy points around the rim, do all the dirty work. I feel like we got enough scores on this team, so somebody has to step up and take the responsibility to, take control of the dirty work and just make winning plays.
Marcus, you mentioned the 26 assists. I think there was 8 guys with multiple assists. Is that something you've seen in practice? And if so, what's that say about the team?
Yeah, I've seen it in practice. It's an emphasis to just keep the ball moving. We want to play with pace. We don't want to catch and hold and wait for a ball screen. We want to, just keep it moving, move the ball, move our body. So I think when we just play with pace, the ball naturally moves. And then, naturally when the ball is moving, people are going to make plays and find open teammates for shots.
Amani, what was your takeaways from just tonight, just your first game out here at Champaign?
Really just make free throws, keep running the floor and get in better shape. I know we're gonna play a lot more, tougher teams with a lot more, a lot more battling on the inside. So just, being ready to, take that contact, run that floor, and just, continue to make, winning plays.
Marcus, you guys were already up big at half and then went on a massive run in the second half. Kind of what is the key to staying in that and refusing to kind of go through the motions even while you're up massive?
We just have a mature team, and that was the talk going in the locker room, at halftime was we're not going to let up. We're just keep the same intensity. And, I think when you have a mature team and a team that's this deep, when people get their chance, they're not going to, just play flat. Like they're going to play hard. So, it's just a combination of just being deep and just being mature. It's an old team. We understand what we have to do, and, we just go about our business.
Anything else for the players? All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I think the worst thing that's happened in the last year is my eyesight has now gotten to the point where I can't read that without readers. So I think we're going to have to add about 10 pair of readers around the locker room and the bench and everything else so I can see the scouting report. But I'd like to thank Ottawa. Obviously, there's a connection there with Joey, and it's been well documented. But it's a good basketball team. It's a good NAIA basketball team, and I'm going to enjoy watching and following their progress throughout the season, and did some things that caused us some problems, and now I'm excited to go watch film and learn from that. Most of the emphasis going into tonight was not about personnel or anything they did. It was about just us having a fundamental base and making all of the fundamental plays that we've been working on and trying not to make mistakes and communicate and over-communicate and value possessions. I thought we did a lot of good things. I loved the start of the game, obviously. Luke got us going. Marcus got us a couple extra possessions with offensive rebounds. I loved the fact we had 26 assists. I was very disappointed in the fact we gave up 5 threes. Most of those were on very poor closeouts. I think one was contested. And then I really challenged him at halftime. I loved the start of the second half. I don't know what the 5-6 minute drought. I thought our defense had some bite, and played everybody even minutes, and it was great to see Nico and Draven and Amani get their feet wet and all find some success. So a little different one coming in 9 days. A lot to work on, a lot to continue to grow and educate and talk through, but a lot of positives today.
Brad, Marcus seems like a connector out there. How does he impact his teammates? What have you seen in the last month?
Yeah, he's a really good player. He's never sped up. The game's slow and easy, and you can tell he's a coach's kid. He's just got a feel and an instinct that is very, very, very good. And now he's adapting those things. He's very much the one thing I've appreciated about these 3 veteran transfers. They're all very detail oriented, and so they practice the right way. They don't waste time or movements, and Marcus is really good at that. And there's nothing he can't do. Elite passer. He can shoot it, he can post, he can score. He just does whatever the game needs at that moment. And I thought he made a couple mistakes defensively in our stuff, but we'll get that cleaned up. Let's not forget it's his first time in a uniform as well.
So, Coach, we saw some good pick and pop options between Rogers and Coleman Hawkins. Could you just talk to us about how, if Coleman can hit that shot throughout the course of the season, what it'll do for the offense?
Yeah, Coleman makes that shot. He flies up the draft charts. That's what they all want to see him do. and he's an elite shooter when he gets his feet set. And we all know what he can do defensively, and his anticipation, and his hands, and his ability to affect the game, guarding multiple spots at that end. But yeah, and then Coleman can really pass it. But that's a viable threat as a pick and pop guy when he's at the 5. We don't get that as much when he's at the 4. Most teams switch 1 through 4, so we don't get that. But you also throw in the fact against 5 men, if they close out hard on him, he can really drive it, and so that's where his game becomes so dynamic and effective. But I've said it for years. He's a great shooter. Got to get him to continue to believe that, and I love the fact he's shooting it, and he's shooting it all the time.
You talked about not running any plays for Amani in Spain and him getting a double-double, and then
same tonight.
Today, has that just been his approach since he got here?
It's been his approach his whole life. Ever since we recruited this young man, all he is the double-double, and it doesn't matter who he plays against, how many stars they have by their name. We asked him to rim run tonight, set a few screens, and he's been knocking down that 3 at a really high level, so I was really hoping that sucker would go in. But get opposite and inside, and we didn't run one play to him. Not one play to him tonight. He just did everything that we do, everything that we practice every day, and it was the same thing in Spain. If he's not comfortable with it, he passes it out. If he's, he's just got an old man game, and I don't mean that in any kind of bad way. I mean, he's just got a maturity about him that he understands the game, and he just he's been our leading rebounder all fall in practice, and that's shown in Spain and again tonight.
Coach, seemed like Terrence.
Not quite your age, Lauren. Not quite that old.
Seems like Terrence kind of set the tone early with his effort, intensity. Have you seen an uptick in his leadership and approach this year?
Yes, very much so. Terrence has been committed, focused, dedicated. I've said it. He's got a chance to be one of the elite two-way players in the country. Their young guy, the Buggage kid, hit a couple threes in the first half, and he was like, I got him, and there weren't any more. But he can guard the ball as well as anybody in America. I believe that, and that size and that strength and athleticism. I want him to continue to grow in the rebounding area. But then we saw him get out and really run, and that's where he's special and elite. I think our guys are understanding to find him early in transition and get him the ball. I thought we had a play or two where we hit him a little bit late, but Terrence with a couple bounces is just dynamic.
Yeah, Brad, you mentioned that tonight was about fundamentals, so kind of using that as a benchmark. And I know you haven't watched film, but just off the cuff, on either side, what did you like fundamentally? What didn't you like so much?
Yeah, I mean, we gave up too many threes. You can't. I don't care how many they take. And we told our team, literally, the only thing we told them was this team's going to take 43s, and they're going to try to. And our closeouts were soft. They have pick and pop 5s, and we haven't spent near enough time on that. But doing fundamental things, hands down and closeouts. We didn't win a couple closeouts, where we gave up the middle of the floor too much. We got face cut a couple times. Just simple things that give up baskets. And then, on the offensive side, I thought early we really tried hard to execute. I'll have to go back and watch film, but I liked what we were trying to do and how we did things, especially early.
Brad, speaking of that, you start with Ty and 4 shooters around him. Did you like what you've seen out of that group practice and in this game?
Yeah, a lot. Ty's elite at taking up space, and he's a guy that's so strong and so powerful. He's one of the best athletes on our team, if not in the league as well. And so he's he gets the ball in places that he's very comfortable passing out of and scoring from. And yeah, I mean, Marcus, Coleman, Luke, Justin, you go right on down the list, TJ. I mean, they're all gravity guys. They all pull defenders with him, so that gives him space, and I like that, and that's one of the strengths of this team.
By my count, you had about 9 players who were perfect from inside the arc. Was that part of the approach, or just something that came about?
No, it just happened. I mean, realistically, we're not going to take that many threes in most games. But I do think we're a team that wants to find the paint. We work very hard on that. I think there's got to be a great balance. I think the way they guarded us tonight, we didn't get as many cuts as we've been getting in practice. But yeah, you just kind of take what the defense gives you, and I think that that's a strength of this team is we've got guys who can pass it, elevate each other, and you know, we're turning down good shots to get great shots, and we've been doing that very consistently in practice.
Coach, what do you think of Draven and Nico tonight, and what's kind of been your message to those guys as they come off the bench and do some ball handling? Yeah,
I mean, they've both been great. You know, Nico's been you know, off the chart running our team. And you know, he's very, very good in ball screens. You know, he's very good at passing it. I think you know, we saw a little bit of Draven's mentality in terms of scoring the ball. He is not bashful. I love that. And he's had days in practice we couldn't guard him. I don't care if it was Terrence, Buck, you put it. We have not been able to guard him. And for him, it's just getting the game to slow down a little bit. You know, he's always in, you know, he reminds me a lot of Trent early. He's just in hyper speed. And when the game, he sees it, and he's just going to make it. He's got to learn to process those things a little bit. But I love his talent. He's going to win a lot of games for us because of his ability to score and do some things. So experience is vital, and he's both those guys are getting it, and I'm big fans of both of them.
This will be our last question, Scott. I mean, I know you've talked, you know, about free throw shooting. I mean, 12 of 22 probably.
Is that what we were?
Yeah, it wasn't what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, probably got some guys shooting it. Draven's not going to go 1 for 4. You know, Quincy's been, you know, there's a lot of reasons for that, I guess. You know, I think Ty missed a few, but yeah, you know, I think we're a really good free throw shooting team. We've shown that in practice. You know, I think that guys that get to the line, I can't read. Terrence made all of his. Yeah, Justin, you know, Dre's going to make them. So we got some guys shooting them that you probably won't in real games. But, yeah, we'll be good.